So far, this generation has been really good. There's been some amazing games that have come out in the past few years, and the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One are not even close to the end of their life cycle. So in today's video, I'm going to rank my top 5 PlayStation 4 and Xbox One games so far. Just before we start, I have to say that this is my opinion, and whilst I find it really annoying that YouTubers have to say this before list videos, there are still a lot of people who can't grasp the concept of an opinion. Also, these games are in no particular order, so I'm not saying that the number 1 slot is better than any of the other games, and the same applies to the others and vice versa. Let's go. Number 5, The Witcher 3. I only started playing this game recently. I've always wanted to, but I knew it was such a commitment because the game is so huge. But now I'm really glad that I decided to start playing this game. Everything that people say about The Witcher 3 is true. The story, the world, the characters, the lore, gameplay, it's all top notch, and it definitely raised the bar for other RPGs to follow suit. You'll quickly get sucked into its world and the stories it tells through the main quests, side quests, and even things like Witcher contracts. You're never short of something to do in The Witcher 3, and it never feels like a chore to do any of these tasks. It's one of those I'll do one more quest and then head to bed sort of games, but you actually end up staying up until 4 in the morning because you keep telling yourself just one more quest. Number 4, Doom. I love this game. It's the perfect blend of old school mixed with the new style of FPS games. Its gameplay is some of the most exhilarating and fun that I've had from a game in a long time. Doom throws away the huge narrative experience and focuses more on the gameplay and making sure you have a blast playing this game, instead of getting you to focus on its characters and choices that you'll make. If you've played and loved the older Doom games, then this game will definitely not feel out of place. It manages to keep what is great about those games whilst also mixing it up and updating Doom for the modern era. There's still things like fast movement, no reloading, secrets, and many wicked looking demons. Doom stands out so much compared to other FPS games right now because it is different and it isn't trying to be a cinematic experience. It places gameplay and fun above everything else, and that's what games are about, so for that, it definitely deserves to make this list. Number 3. Rainbow Six Siege. I know this one is going to be heavily debated, and I can understand why. I was really thinking whether or not I should place this game in the list or not. On the surface, or from a first glance, there are other games that do aspects of Siege so much better than Siege does. But when I think about the game I've played the most this generation, and the game that has hooked me the most, it's gotta be Siege. I have over 30 days playtime on this game and I still haven't got bored. I love how this game is and how it looks so generic, but there's actually a lot of thinking and strategy to it. You have to plan out your team's operators to make sure you can counter what the enemies will have or how they plan to keep you out of the objective. Matches can shift in different ways depending on the picks that certain players make. If you didn't bring anything to breach a room or your breacher dies early on, then that can really change up the course of a match. Siege isn't as tactical as I believe the developers first envisioned, but there's definitely still a level of tactical play in here because the game forces you to play that way or you'll have your ass handed to you. So yeah, kind of a controversial pick, but this is all my opinion and this game has me hooked. Number 2, Uncharted 4. I didn't play any Uncharted games until just last year. I breezed my way through 1 and 2 and I didn't really think much of them. Maybe it's because I waited so long, or maybe it was because I listened to too much hype. But I eventually got around to playing Uncharted 3 and I was hooked from there on. As you can imagine, when I got to playing Uncharted 4, I was fully invested into its story and characters. And man, did Uncharted 4 hit me like a truck. It got me so emotionally invested, and I even get defensive about people saying it didn't live up to the hype. Uncharted 4 is one of the most gorgeous and gripping games I have ever played, and I've even gone out of my way to make an entire video about it and say it's now one of my favourite games of all time. Every complaint I had with previous Uncharted games, such as janky animations and awkward shooting, has been fixed here, and it makes the whole experience feel a lot better than previous entries. I will say, if you haven't played an Uncharted game and you jump into 4 first, then maybe you won't be as engaged as the people who have played the other games, but you can definitely still enjoy it greatly without doing so. But I would recommend that you play the others first. Also, 3 is better than 2, just saying. Number 1. Horizon Zero Dawn. I was pretty excited leading up to this game. I thought it looked and sounded cool. I wasn't busting to play it, but it was definitely something that interested me. But when I got around to playing this game, it hit me hard. Initially, I thought it was slow, and it didn't quite grab me, but after you get 20 to 30 minutes in, it sucks you into its world. It's such a pretty game to look at, and even conversations between characters just look amazing. And it's not just that, the machines, tribes, and the different people you encounter on your journey are intriguing. Just discovering the new types of machines is like some sort of magical experience. It's almost like you're a kid again, and you're discovering things in life and learning about everything. This game also has an amazing story, with the great gameplay to back it up. It all seems so simple at first, with it just being nailed down to the tribes, but as the story progresses, you'll see that this game is actually really deep. As for the gameplay, the way Aloy moves and traverses the land is so real, and the attention to detail is almost obsessive. Combat feels extremely rewarding, especially when you take down such large machines. Even hunting things like boars and rabbits still makes it feel like you're accomplishing something. I really love this game, and I would say it's one of the best games I have ever played. If The Witcher 3 raised the bar, then I think this game either managed to get to that level too, or even surpass it and raise the bar higher. So that's my list. Here are some honourable mentions on screen right now. Remember to let me know your list of the top 5 games of this generation in the comment section below. Remember to like this video if you did enjoy it, subscribe if you want to see more, stay badass, and peace out.